Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jefficho, and my co-host as always, Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
Chris, episode 2, Strange New Worlds. What did you think?
It's still good.
Yeah, is it?
It's still good.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah, it starts out in an alien world.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Perhaps.
later when it rains, I'm just like, is that paint coming off their hands?
Perhaps even a strange one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, strange new one.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a comet going by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the episode.
Well, yes, that is the episode. But we can dive into it a little deeper.
Oh, okay. Final thoughts?
Lieutenant Ortega's, Cadet Uhura, welcome. Dress uniform, huh? Grab a drink, I gotta deal with the ribs.
Ortegas, come help refill drinks. Cadet Uhura, good to see you.
You too.
Pike goes there, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Brings the ship after they have a nice little dinner. He's cooking the
And
ribs.
the dinner was great.
I thought there'd be more because I didn't even see the picture that I sent you. I was just like, oh, there's Spock laughing at Pike. I think that's just on set.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they're just having a good time on set.
Yeah, so we got Uhura getting pranked with the dress uniform, which looks fantastic. Have we seen this era's take on these dress uniforms yet? Did we see this in like Disco?
It had some very interesting TNG look to it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you go into the video game Star Trek Online, it looks very similar to one of those.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if we'd seen this in some capacity when Pike and the Enterprise came to visit Discovery or not, but yeah, it looks good.
The more I see Ortega, the more I feel she's Daryl Strawberry and I'm Mr. Burns. And I don't like the cut of her jib.
She's got a shape of sideburns.
It's just so high.
Get rid of those sideburns. Is that the kind of captain you'd be? Sideburns.
Shave those sideburns. I don't have any sideburns left. I don't like the cut of your jib.
And then I realize I've tripped on his pants. After my lieutenant pulls me aside and says, maybe security isn't the best fit for you.
What a refreshing change in crew dynamic.
Oh, man, like 180. Like, let's just hang out and have dinner.
Yeah, let's have a great time. Like Pike's just a cool guy. He is fun. He's entertaining. He's relaxed, unless he's having severe existential crises. If you say 10,
Don't
say
ask
10.
him anything like in 10 years.
Yeah.
Don't let him ask you anything in 10 years.
Yeah.
I like that he tripped over Nautican's pants and just like, I don't belong in security.
Yeah. This isn't for me. Someone else can deal with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we learn Uhura's having some doubts, and we're 2 episodes in, and we're already getting an Uhura episode.
Yeah.
It's not the Pike and Spock show. We're gonna do things for other characters. We're gonna learn.
I like the story too of like why she's having doubts. It makes a lot of sense. Like, her whole family pretty much died.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, what do? Well, my aunt's like, was in Starfleet, said she had a great time, so I went to Starfleet. And
Yeah, she's like never really had space to question this before. It's just been something like she's clearly extremely talented and driven, but she's never really examined where she wants to channel that brilliance into.
also where she lives, like there's all these different languages, so that's why she like became really adept at learning them.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes a lot of sense.
None of them
Unfortunately, that means she's gonna learn it really fast, Chris.
None of them are
She's
Klingons.
gonna learn that.
If she ever learns Klingon,
you gonna red flag it?
Yeah, we're gonna come in here and we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah. Good.
How are we doing, Cadet?
At the moment, pretending not to be in way over my head.
This is the second time we've reimagined Uhura as Hoshi.
Yeah, she's very Hoshi in this.
And I think it makes sense for that communications officer character to be, a multilinguist and gifted in that way. And we never really bothered diving into Uhura that much on the original series. So, giving her this this role, it's fine. It makes sense to me. But it's like, we've already had Hoshi. And I feel like this is, so far at least, hitting a lot of those same notes.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Super nervous on the away mission.
Yeah.
I'm just like, train your cadets. Why are we putting cadets on ships if they haven't gone through half the training?
Yeah.
Freaking out, just like, what do? Like, read the egg.
Just read the egg.
See my girlfriend Lalan's just like looking at them, just like, why the fuck are they just chatting about random shit? Do some work. We're in a dire situation here.
Yeah. Read the egg reader.
Yeah.
That's why we brought you here.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not sure why Sam was there. He's like,
Sam was there. Okay.
hey, look, when I step here, it starts to glow and it looks like it's building. I'm just in this state, right? Oh, God.
I'm familiar with Yahtzee, Lieutenant, but I am reading a dangerous buildup of energy. Please step away from the egg.
Turn him over. Get his helmet off.
God, so Sam is like 100% guy from Galaxy Quest. Like, they look the same. And I'm kind of thinking his role is going to be to get red-shirted every other episode.
Yeah.
Like, they can't... I don't think they're going to have people that they keep killing. Like, we're not going to lose a lot of red shirts because I don't think that really jives with Pike and his attitude and, like, what we're trying to do with this show. I think we're trying to keep it a little lighter. But I think Kirk's going to keep coming on and getting the shit kicked out of him. And we know he can't die because he has to die to pancakes.
You know, far be it for me to point out a spelling mistake, but defibrillator was spelled wrong in the machine.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
They basically take the comet and they go over there and they bring a little away team. I like Chapel flirting with Spock, as it should be.
She is into some freaky shit.
I don't know. Seems pretty normal to me.
Yeah, okay.
You ready for this?
I'm more than capable of managing any pain you can induce.
Mr. Spock. Now you're just toying with me.
That was not my intention.
I've noticed.
She's clearly the best. But I was like, damn, girl, okay, that's what you're into.
Hey, Spock's gotta have options down the road.
Yeah. And at least, like, we know why this time.
Yeah. I'm just really looking forward. Like, we're not going to see it. We already saw it. Where she's just like, oh, he doesn't feel good. I'm going to keep coming by and bringing him soup. I don't want soup!
She doesn't seem like a soup bringer in this one.
Well, no,
I don't think
she's not the same Chapel.
No,
But
she's not.
I don't mind.
I mean, she's way more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Well, Chapel was a background character.
Yeah.
Which really sucks for Majel because she was number 1 at one point.
Yes. Yeah, right. A bit of a demotion there.
Yeah.
This is Captain Christopher Pike of the Federation Starship Enterprise. Who are you and why are you attacking our vessel?
We are the shepherds.
Really?
That's how the Universal Translator's processing it.
We get some aliens.
Yeah.
Never seen it before, Chris.
I really like their ship.
Yeah, their ship actually was very Babylon 5 to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rotating stuff. And you don't have anti-grav? Jeez.
They got everything else.
Yeah, very advanced. Beating the shit out of Pike's ship.
Yeah.
I love Pike just like, trying to chat them up and just be like being Pike about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not working though.
No, they weren't interested. Have you considered that your deeply held beliefs you've had for the past 1,000 years might be wrong?
Well, they got proven right, Chris.
They
got
did.
proven right.
They did.
Yeah, they're religious zealots, Pike was calling them.
Mm-hmm.
And what were they? The shepherds.
The shepherds.
And their whole job is to ferry these comets and follow them and,
Protect them.
Stop people from fucking with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't.
No, we fucked with that comet pretty good. We really messed around with that comet.
We're definitely getting closer to resolving the whole genius or about to get us killed conundrum.
So the right time for genius.
So we decided the egg it communicates by music.
Mm-hmm. I was very disappointed to her. I didn't have Beastie Boys on her pad there. She could have just played it.
There's so many things. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be the TOS theme that they were humming because I kind of thought it was for a second, but that would have been too much.
Yeah, when Spike had to start singing, I just thought of row your boat. But they could have been like, it's a long time.
There were so many options.
Yeah.
And all of them were wrong. So this was fine.
Yeah.
The only issue I have is, like, all we did was we read the notes that were on the egg, and that's what got it to open up. And then it was like, hold on, let me try something, and hums something else, and it just does what they wanted it to. Like, why did... I really don't think we had enough information at that point to figure out what shields down is in music.
I almost felt once the egg opened that its universal translator understood what they were saying, because that's the only way I could make sense of like, oh, they just lowered the shields.
Yeah, that needed a little bit more sussing out. But honestly, this whole thing sort of reminded me of the bit in season 4 Discovery with the 10C when they were trying to figure out how to communicate. I know you're making a face, but it felt pretty similar. That was my favorite part of that season.
Yeah, the pheromones.
Yeah.
The thing they glossed over at the very end. Like,
Yeah.
now we just can communicate.
Now we can just have a big emotional speech. Don't worry about it.
Brought up anger.
Urge to kill rising.
Her beams back. Pike maneuvers the ship closer to the asteroid so the bad guys will stop shooting at him.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they disable the weapons in one shot.
Yeah, that was fairly easy, but okay.
It's like, they outmatch us. One shot, weapons disabled.
Well, they were disabled for like a minute.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, uses the asteroid, and he blackmails them. He's just like, oh, we need your help. Oh, it's like,
it felt a little bit Corbomite.
Yeah.
Like, well, if you blow us up, the Corbomite's gonna happen. They'll blow up everything, so don't do it.
Oh, 100%. I didn't believe him at all.
Yeah.
Decides to fly a shuttle. I guess they're not going to detect the shuttle.
No,
they're just
they weren't looking. They were helping him.
Yeah, they weren't helping him at all.
They were helping. No, they tractor beamed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really see the tractor beam, but yeah, and he's just using the shields to heat up the asteroid or comet, and it just like starts breaking apart so that it no longer hits the planet.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was going to happen anyways if you have faith of the heart.
Well, the Spock had to fly the ship.
Did he?
Yes, he did. That was part of it.
I think you're just glossing over what the shepherds believe, because they
believed
identified
they believed it was preordained, and it was preordained. But Spock flying the shuttle was part of that. It was part of the plan, man.
I accept that fate.
Okay.
I mean, this is what you make.
What I like how we completely glossed over, and I wonder if we're going to come back to this. I don't know if they will, but in TNG, we would not have moved the asteroid. Or at least that's the approach to the Prime Directive that TNG has. It's like this super hard line. Well, they're fucked. See you next week.
Pretty sure there's an episode where they move an asteroid. Or two.
Yeah, they definitely do that, but they don't do that for pre-warp civilizations.
Who cares?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, that kind of, like, super hard-line application of the Prime Directive, I think a lot of fans don't like that now.
Yeah.
Like, that's sort of criticized.
Well, that's terrible. Like, if you're any captain, you're just like, well, it's Prime Directive, we can't just steer this thing away or even try.
Yeah, well, we had that episode that was, like, Data's pen pal, or was that pen pals? Where he's in contact with that kid
I think
or whatever.
her planet was dying.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of an asteroid.
Well, it doesn't have
It doesn't
matter if it's specifically an asteroid.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if we're not doing just asteroids, we've got about a dozen episodes here, Chris.
Yeah, but like if a pre-warp civilization's fucked because of some natural disaster, then the Enterprise is supposed to just keep scooting along. Even though, Captain, we could just beam like the thing up and it would solve we could save millions of lives, and there's like TNG is no Prime Directive. See ya. That was the whole point of that episode, and I think like a lot of people don't like that.
You cannot survive in this. Enterprise, 2 to beam up. You must come with me.
Where are we going?
This one, that never even came up. That was not a consideration. It was just like, hey, this whole planet's fucked. We could just nudge this asteroid down. And everyone's like, yeah, great, cool, I love this job.
I mean, one episode in, and Pike was just like, yeah, General Order 1. Yeah. Blatantly beamed down, interacted with them.
No, and that's fine. And then they got smacked on the back of the hand a bit for that, and be like, guys, you need to prime your directive, sort of renaming it so you know. So I wonder if there's some consequence to this that maybe leads to that much harder line in TNG, or if they're just going to be retconning this, because sort of like you were mentioning before we started recording, their entire ecosystem is done. Like that is a planet with an ecosystem that is developed to the point of having like large intelligent species, and if you dump like an asteroid's worth of water into there, everything on the bottom of the ecosystem is going to change.
I figured
everything that feeds on these things is going to start dying.
I figured they flooded that planet.
Exactly. It's just suddenly has oceans now. Like every single living thing on there is going to have to adapt or die there. Now, there's no way that those intelligent life forms at the top of the food chain survive.
Yeah.
Everything they're relying on and everything those things are relying on is going to get wrecked.
But it's in a great voyage.
Yeah, it will.
Almost more life.
Oh yeah, in a million years, like the planet will have way more life on it. Like way more. But all the life that's there right now, like you're going back to bacteria. That's all that's gonna survive this. Nothing complex is gonna survive this.
They could build an ark.
Yeah, they could build an ark. So I like maybe that's part of it. Like that civilization, which was existing and could have eventually become spacefaring, is gone now because Pike had to poke that asteroid.
Yeah, but like also it wasn't necessarily his plan to dump all the water on it. His plan was to divert the asteroid.
Yeah.
So like he's got the good intentions of trying to help, but he also kind of fucked up when that happened.
Well, that is the thing. Like that's the point of the Prime Directive is you're not supposed to try to benevolently interfere with these lesser life forms because you don't know what the consequences of that's going to be.
Sometimes you just got to go down there, assess, figure it out. What about Landrew, man?
Yeah.
Landrew.
Oh yeah, and that's that's a difference between the TOS era we're kind of in, those old scientists, and the TNG application of it. It's like you can go down there, decide that no, their civilization sucks, and I'm going to yell at their computer until it's better. And maybe that's something we're going to address, is seeing some of the consequences of that more loose interpretation.
You can go back in time and just observe things to learn about history.
Mm-hmm. You can.
TOS, baby.
Yeah, baby. So that was a big tangent for that.
Yeah.
So just because you receive a message from the future doesn't mean you understand it.
We're not talking about the comet anymore, are we?
Episode ends with Pike and Number One drinking, which is a classic end to episodes for me. I remember Shatner doing that on Boston Legal all the time with James Spader. They're like, all right, my Star Trek guy, my Stargate guy, and they're just drinking, chatting up at the end almost every episode. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm down. It's 2 episodes, Pike's still drinking. He's going to show up drunk one day. Yeah, he's, he can't say 10 years, we covered that, but like he's watching the kids, and he's keeping track of the kids because he knows the names of the kids he saved.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to the point at some point, I'm okay right now, but at some point I'm going to be like, this just changed the future somehow.
Like, we can't be dealing with this every episode. Like, is this show planning on going 7 years? Or just like 3 or 4?
2, I think, guaranteed. But I'm hoping 4 to 5.
Yeah, but we can't deal with this every episode of every season of having, Pike get mopey that he's going to melt.
I have a feeling we're going to deal with it for a couple more, even though, like, each episode, I feel like somebody said something to him to help him get over it.
Yeah. Or at least we're providing different perspectives on it, like, each episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think it's either going to take, like, a mission, which I felt kind of happened in the last one, where it helps him get over it, or just a good talk with Kyle.
Oh, yeah, Kyle. Definitely Kyle.
Wise beyond your years, Kyle. Mm-hmm. I will listen to you.
Mm-hmm. Possibly the second most important Federation officer.
Never know.
Yeah.
Could take over a starbase one day. That's pivotal to the war.
Mm-hmm.
The comet's force field just disappeared.
Bridge to transporter room, energize.
We got him!
Anything we missed? Final thoughts?
Well, we did get briefly introduced to our chief engineer. That was right at the beginning, so he seems kind of interesting. I guess we'll be seeing more of him later, so maybe we'll talk about
Blind Andorian that is gonna modify torpedoes and all this other stuff. I love that Lon just like, oh, yeah, just modify it. You realize I'm the one that's going to have to do that.
Very, very sunny estimate considering you're not doing it.
Yeah, he looks like he'll be a fun character.
Yeah, well, just grumpy enough. He's like the grumpy engineer instead of grumpy doctor.
We could use photon torpedoes as launch vehicles. Take about an hour for the retrofit.
Rosy assessment, considering I'll be the one doing the retrofitting.
Then let's get it done, people. We've got a planet to save before breakfast.
Good episode. Loving it so far. Excited for next week.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the growth of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like you said at the beginning, the crew dynamic. It's very refreshing.
Yes, it feels good.
I'm already recommending this to a bunch of people.
I immediately want to be a part of this crew. I do not want to be a part of Discovery's crew.
Just don't put on a red shirt, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't name yourself Sam.
Mm-hmm.
You get fucked. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you next week.